Okay guys, today's video is sponsored by Lundia USA. It's Closet Systems Complete Solid Natural Wood. Alright, so we are about to start the closet process. We started out with an entirely different closet than what you're seeing here. And there were a lot of clothes in here, as you can see. It was white, the lighting was wrong, and the wire racks just weren't serving a purpose. And now things have changed. So we ripped up the carpet, put in a new floor, we painted the walls, we cleaned everything down, and we're about to put in our Lundia Closet. It is going to be a closet organization system. It's all natural wood. All right, so we started it a while ago, and I gave you a little bit of the background. The closet collapsed, and really looking for something that was going to go to the long run for us, the long mile, because I'm done fixing everything up. I just want things to work now, and I wanted something that was quality, and Lundia USA is the best. And I can assure you, from unpackaging to already starting to work with the product, I couldn't be more pleased with what we found. So before we assemble, I've already explained I have different frames here, and we had to do a selection process, and we worked with Lundia USA online, back and forth. We sent Mike roughed up the specs of our closet, including where the door was and where the beams were and what we had to work with area-wise, width, height, all of that. And then they came back to us and presented what our options were, so that we could make a good decision on how what our clothes were, what we needed. Now, I'm a shoe queen, so they're a little bit of an issue here. I've already tossed, cleaned, and donated a lot, and I'm going to be doing a lot more. Plus, you know, I'm a girl, and weight goes up and weight goes down, and that's kind of natural, so I have a couple separate wardrobes. And then, of course, poor Mike, he had just this little space over here, but he's now going to have an expanded space where what was crunched in a corner might actually have a whole wall. Maybe I might not be that generous. We'll see how things are going to go. So I want to go ahead quickly and share with you a little bit of the process, because we went back and forth just a few times. Once the drawing was finalized to shipment, it was quick. I want to make a note so that you do know when your stuff comes in the mail, and it actually comes via a shipment freight carrier, it is packed very well. Lundia USA is really good about making sure your parts and pieces get here in one piece. And they should. It's a quality product, and they're sending you with quality shipment. So, with no further ado, we brought up our Ryobi drill. You know, it's my favorite power tool. We use it everywhere. Mike and I depend on our tools that can be recharged, and this is ready for the job today. So inside the box, you're going to go ahead and you will have all of your frames, which you're going to see this built up in a couple of minutes, which takes a couple hours, but video magic, right? So we will show you that, but everything that you need. So there is a tip that is provided by Lundia USA, and you can use that with your drill. And that came inside of our hardware kit, which the box is labeled, all right? And then I also have in here gold pins, Mike, the gold pins. Those are for the drawers. Okay, so these are for the drawers whenever we put them in. And yes, I already went through and kind of explained to you that we're getting drawers. You'll see a section with a 9-inch drawer, a 6-inch drawer, a 3-inch drawer, and then some shelvings. And they're going to actually be directly opposite one another. So one for the guy and one for the girl. Or of course, if the girl takes it both, so be it. Yeah. This was the Allen head driver bit. So that was the piece I was showing you right here. And then down here I have the standard bolts that we'll be putting
frames together.
The base of
the frame together with. I'm holding the instructions, but they send you with a full set of instructions on every piece that is involved.
Okay, so it doesn't matter which part you're putting in, whether it's your rack installation or your freestanding kit installation, your shelf installation, and your hang bars. So you don't have to really be DIY savvy, you just have to be able to read and use a simple tool. And Mike, did you interject, can you use a screwdriver instead of a drill?
If you want to, yes.
So if you don't have a drill, there's something else. All you have to do is get the closet to your house, and pretty much that part's done. Also, I have this. So these are not markers, what you might think, but these are in case you would find a scratch on your painting, and as I've established before, this is really soft. They're sanded fine, the paint is shiny, it's not flat, it feels nice, and it's a gray wash. But if you should happen to find a scratch that makes you unhappy, then there's a way to fill that scratch with this particular marker for that. We also have some shims that came in the package, Mike, the shims.
Leveling the faces of the drawers.
Okay, so we'll see the drawers in action, and we'll show you how these work. And then I have one other piece that was, oh, here we go. Of course, I'll mess up what we have set up, right? And what do we have? These are for the...
Those are the through bolts there for attaching multiple frames.
So, and we're going to be attaching two to a wall, so you'll get to see that. The back wall will have a single frame on it. So stay tuned, watch what we're doing. Anything else to add? I mean, the whole process is pretty simple from start to finish. Figure out what you want, submit the drawing, work with Lundia USA, ship, and then it's time to install, and that's what we're doing.
By following our drawings, we have to determine there are 30-inch width shelves, 36-inch width, and 32-inch width. So we want to separate all of our framing pieces so that we don't put the wrong one on the wrong shelving. So you would expect that your framing piece would be the measurement. However, take into account that the outside of the frame makes up the total measurement. One is 28.5 inches. This will make up a 32-inch frame. And our long ones over here are 34.5 inches. That will make up a 36-inch frame. So we're going to separate everything so we don't make any mistakes.
All right, remember when I said it took two people? So, you know, I said I had a ton of shoes, and I'm crazy about shoes, so we figured we'd start back here, and that would give us a good gauge of what we were working with the frames. So far, we have actually built the frames together. It is taking two people. You could do it with one. It would be a little awkward. We're definitely using the drill. We're hand cranking the bolts into the base, and then we're screwing them in with the drill and the tip that they provided. Let's see. And what we have in so far is going to be what I'm claiming is my side, and this will be drawers and shelves. And this is going to be the double hanging. I have it envisioned in one way, so I'm going to see how it flies whenever we're setting up. And then this will be Mike's side right here. Maybe he'll get all of that. I still don't know. And the part you can't see that you're actually clipped to right now is where the shoes are going. And I'll turn around and show you all of that. So this is what our closet looks like so far. And this is about an hour and a half. Maybe an hour. The first one was learning whenever we put it together. And then the next ones have just kind of gone. And then of course, as we alternate putting them together, I had my own little mishaps. So anyway, that's that. All right, so now this is installed, but they're actually not set against the wall. So we're going to go ahead and anchor these to the wall with screws so that they stay there. And when we take clothes on and off, they don't move. Seriously, he just asked me if I was holding pressure. That's my big job installing this. Look, he gets the fun with the tools, and I'm standing here with my hand pressing. Okay, so for those of you that don't know everything about DIY, there's always little things that you need to know in between, and of course Mike is my in-home expert. So he is fastening things to the wall, but it's actually not to the wall. Anyway, I'll show you what I mean over here. You'll see that there's, I don't know if you can actually see, but there's a piece of wood right there So go ahead, Mike, see what you said?
The fact that the walls are not perfect and we're fastening it to the wall in the middle where it's had us a little gap, as opposed to us screwing right through that and pulling it to the wall, which will then pull the structure out of square or out of balance. We're shimming some wood behind there to keep everything lined up. So, because we're checking it for plumb, just to make sure, both ways, plumb against the wall this way, plumb against the wall this way, and fastening it to the wall.
Alright, so now it's time to use my Hoover One cordless vacuum, and you know it's powered by a battery, so no electric in here, no problem. And right now we're working on, this is a 15 by 36 frame. It's going to have a 9-inch drawer, a 6-inch drawer, a 3-inch drawer, and 5 shelves. So I wanted you to go ahead and be able to see the back here. First of all, there is no shelf here. You're going to just drop the drawer in, but there's a little bit of work that goes in between. Mike's going to show us that really quick. And this is the largest drawer. You start working from the bottom up. It makes the most sense and it's the easiest. Alright, so now since I told you we're starting from the bottom up, that's the procedure. I'll let Mike step you through, and then I have a couple things to say too again, of course. Okay, Mike.
Okay, so you start with the drawer slides. They are marked left and right. Obviously, you want to keep the slide part forward. This is where the drawer mounts. You can see where the drawer slides into the mounts. These are going to take the drawer. Start by putting a pin on the bottom in the front. Same level, put a pin on the bottom of the back. And then you want to put a pin on top of the slides, because as the drawer comes out, you want to make sure that it doesn't lift up. So 2 pins in the back, 1 top, 1 bottom, 1 pin in the front.
Okay. Alright, and this is our deepest drawer. And you see the front does not have the face on. You're going to put that on afterwards, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay, so here's some quick tips, tricks, and things that you might want to know whenever you're working with your Lundia USA Closet install and you're working at home. Mike?
Okay, so we've installed the first drawer. Obviously, once we install the tracks, you just put the drawer in, like I said, into the grooves, slide them both in evenly, and they'll go back. Very smooth. If you do need to unlock them, there's an unlocking system on the back over here. You just push that up on those, and the drawer will slide out. That's the locking mechanism. So now we're going to start our first drawer. We want to go to our second. Recommended that you count 3 holes up to set your next drawer. So you see this, obviously this hole is blocked. 1, 2, 3. And we'll put a pin in there. 1, 2, 3. Put a pin in there. Then like we said, we have to put a top pin in over here too, because we can put it in now, because what we can do is then put that, slide it into the groove and slide it right down just like that.
Okay, so this is not hard to do, this closet install, but there are some challenges that I didn't map out ahead of time and should have, so I want to go through that. Mike had put my drawers in, and I don't know if you remember seeing my pictures on Instagram. I already had this loaded. I was so happy with myself because I had put the pins in, assembled during the day while Mike was out working, and I was working in here, and guess what? That was a mistake, because we ended up having trouble getting this in one of the shelves as well as putting the tops on. And I literally prefer having the top on. You don't have to have this top protector piece on, but I like it. So anyway, long story short, we had to unassemble and reassemble. So really think about where you're putting your poles, the positioning, and then how they reference the other side of this, because you need to have that all together before you start. So I'm going to show you the other side right now. One other note, the pins. If you can't find a place on this side to put the pin in, or you can't get it comfortable, you can always work from the other side. And you know, I forgot about that until Mike reminded me, because I was struggling with one of the valet organizers. And if you can't get a pin here, or because maybe you have something in the way, go on the opposite side. Pins fit in both sides and the holes are perfect no matter which side you go through. All right, let me show you the other side. Okay, so here you'll see that I have a shelf on the bottom, unlike next to it, and I'm going to be using this as hanging space. But because Mike is using the same sliding groove parts that I'm going to use to hang the pole, I need to think about that. And mainly because, hey Mike, do you have one of those pieces so we can show what I'm talking about? Because this is the confusion. Like, here's the deal. See these, the ends of these have to slide in here, and you need a good amount of space, almost one whole one. Sorry, I'm not doing this well with one hand, but these need to fit in there, and that's going to hold the pole. But if you have another piece in here or a shelf, you're not going to be able to access that, especially if it's here. So you need to get these in before you have a shelf here or whatever else you're doing. So think ahead and plan ahead. That's my tip. Do you want me to hold it?
No.
It is easier if you have a second hand holding so the drawer slides don't slide in, but you don't. If you were alone, you could still do this. Put it in the first time. It may seem like it's not going to roll, but then pull it back out the next time and it glides perfectly. These are spot on and they're really constructed well. The front face has tape. And you may see that I don't have fronts in my drawers, unlike, watch out Mike, sorry, over here where I do have the front faces on. They come fully assembled, and all you're going to be doing is drilling these pieces on. So here's the front, here's the back, and then you'll be fixing the positioning with that tape over there, the two-sided tape. So let's take a look at how we're going to go ahead and put a shelf on the bottom. So there's metal slides right here. You have to get those in between here on the grooves. Basically what has to happen here is you have to decide how wide you do want for your shoes, like in between. So I have some of these that are pretty high and some that aren't, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on the shelves. So what I found was about 6 inches worked well. Well, 6 inches on here from here to here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pop it in. It fits right through. And then this glide, the metal part you see, it sits on it right here. So, and that's on all 4. So each one is counted up 7. These holes are drilled perfectly, spot on. You won't have any issues. And then we're going to slide the tray in. Okay, I'm about to reveal my walk-in closet from Lundia, USA. Take a look at the difference. The before, the after. It's been incredible, and it's been a transformation. It's complete organization, and it's everything that a closet needs to be to help you function well each and every day. Because actually got a side of the closet. So if you're looking for that one DIY project that you have not tackled yet and that will make a huge difference in your everyday living, it is a closet organization system. And definitely go online and find Lundia USA. They ship fast. It's solid wood with no yucky chemicals in the wood or the paint. It ends up beautiful. It's easy to put together, and it is so helpful with organization. I can't thank them enough for our collaboration, and it's actually changed my organization level and my organizational skills.